Today, Microsoft released the Microsoft Band, their new health and fitness smart device. We're going to unbox it, pair it up, and show you what it's all about. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Daniel Rubino here, Windows Central, and check it out, we got the Microsoft Band. It just came out. It was just announced last night. Look how cool this is. Microsoft has already got it in their stores, of course. We have to put the caveat in there to US only at this time, and it's in limited supply, which is probably the reason why it's in the US only. In fact, the stores only have a certain amount of stock in there, so if you're planning on getting it, I would go to your store today if you have one nearby to pick it up. It comes in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. You can try them on there, and they'll be more than glad to size it up for you. Anyway, we got one. Oh, and you can also order it online, so you can do that, and you get about 2 days delivery, so it's not too bad if you're not in driving distance. But we got one here. We're going to do the unboxing. I also picked up an extra charger. I say extra because it does come with one, obviously, but for if you're interested, the extra charger is $19.99, so that's just good if you want to keep one at work. You also will get a $5 gift card at Starbucks, which is kind of nice, so I think that's right in there. I think this eventually will get Starbucks integration, and there's even a cool little brochure that they have there as well. And they have a huge setup. It's all done in the store. It's really nice. But you guys want to see the boxing and tour this device. I've already played with it extensively. Oh, there's a nice squeaky noise there. My initial impressions is it's very high quality. It's a very impressive device. It's the fitness band is supposedly developed by the Surface team, or at least they were involved at it at some point. And I can say it definitely feels like if you ever played with a Surface, you can say what you want about the Surface, but the quality of the Surface has always been top notch as far as design. And I think this band fits it very much. So this is my first time unboxing it myself, but here it is in all its glory. You can see this cool little grip here on the side. When it goes on your wrist, it basically locks in. There is what I assume is the heart rate monitor, and you can see it's got a clasp on the bottom, and it even has that little Windows logo, which is kind of cool. And yeah, there's some junk right there. But yeah, you do that with the clasp, and then it locks down, and you can change the size that way by pressing these buttons in, and you'll see it slides around. So it is a variable size. Like I said, this is a medium. So that's the device itself. We'll pull off the sticker here. Let's see what this says. It says plug me in to get started. So we'll have to eventually do that and charge it up, although it does come somewhat charged. Speaking of, this is probably that charger. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So I believe this is a magnetic charger. I haven't actually played with it yet. Now the device goes for $199, so might as well get that out of the way as well, which depending on how you feel about that is either expensive or fair. I actually think it's a pretty fair price for what this is. So there is the connector itself. Let's see if that can focus in on there. Camera's having a little tough time. There it goes. So you can see the connector. It's definitely interesting. I'm not sure it's the most elegant, although, well, actually it's not too bad. It's a little thick, and then it just, it's magnetic and just attaches there. Pretty fluid, pretty easy. Reminds me of sort of the Pebble charger, which I actually have one of those here. So for comparison, you can sort of see the differences in the device. Very different orientations and features, obviously, but the Pebble also has a magnetic charger that goes on the side. So overall, kind of a cool thing. Like I said, you might want to pick up an extra one for travel, but it's just a simple USB. It doesn't come with the wall jacks. Looks like you'll just plug it into the computer. We'll get that out of the way. And then here is the instructions and setting it up and talking about charging and all that kind of stuff. So you can download this as well from the website, I believe. So definitely cool stuff. For people wondering, is it water resistant? Is it waterproof? It is water resistant, so not waterproof, meaning if you go out in the rain, you wash your hands, you get water on it, it should be fine. You do not want to take a shower with it. You don't want to go swimming with it or go to the ocean or basically immerse it in any liquid. That's because there are obviously open ports around this thing, the heart rate monitor and the microphone that's built on there. So water resistant, not waterproof. That's not a big deal for me. I have a I still use the Fitbit Force. I didn't return mine, although it is getting kind of beat up. You can see here. I definitely wear this every single day. And as much as I love it, it too is only water resistant. So I've been kind of used to not having that feature for a while. Let's see now if I can turn this on. Okay, we're back here and I have connected up the charger, which basically jump started the device. There may be another way to turn it on, but you can see now it is ready to get going. So I am going to follow the directions here, and I got my Lumia 1520, and we're going to go into the settings. We'll go to Bluetooth, and there it is, MS band. You can see it's trying to connect up. And there it goes. It gives you the little accept screen. And I hit OK on the phone. And now it is paired up. So pretty seamless. Now for you guys who are not on Lumia Science, so you have a Lumia icon, and we just had news about that. That update is coming, but it still looks like a ways off. Before when I go to post this on Windows Central, I'll check with that phone to see if it works. So I can't tell you right now, but for this article, I'll definitely check. So now I am launching the app itself, which is available on iOS, Android, and Windows Phone, which is pretty awesome actually. The Microsoft's going all out for this. You can see all my personal information there. I'll do my weight, which is, I'm not ashamed of, it's 163, and I'm 5'11". And zip code, which is funny, that's actually not my zip code, it's my old zip code, but when I put in my new one, it actually doesn't work, so I don't know why that is. It doesn't recognize my town. Not a big deal, as that is totally optional anyway. And now it's going to set up. You can see we got success. It's even checking for updates, so presumably this will do firmware updates, which is pretty common for these devices. Yes, we'll call it Daniel's Band. And now this is the cool part, right? So there is a lot of customization that can be done with this, including picking your favorite color. I think I'm going to go with green because I'm always a big fan of that. And then you can choose the wallpaper, and you can see all the cool designs that are there. And you can always, of course, go back and change this later on. I'm not really sure which one I like, but I'm going to go with that one. And then we hit finish. And now it's asking me to have access to my notifications, which is really awesome. So you can do text messaging and get phone calls and all that. We're going to hit allow. And now it's setting up. And I've seen this work before, so this actually kind of takes probably about 30 seconds. So it's not the quickest, but it's just that initial setting up. And you can see the device itself also says it's syncing. Okay, and we're back here and it is all paired up. And you can see it says all set. Press the action button. So you have two buttons on the device here. One there, and I'll tap that. And there it is with that cool wallpaper that you saw me choose earlier. And we're going to go through the device itself. So you have a button here and a button here. This button will cycle through. So you can see it now goes to the date basically, and then that looks like a stopwatch, or that's for your exercise because this has guided workouts. There is, I believe, your calories burned and the heart rate, and then there's your distance traveled, and so you can cycle through all that stuff. Doing that turns the display on and off. And forgive me, I haven't done all this stuff yet, so I'm still kind of new here, but let's see if I can get that. It's a little bit bright, but you can sort of see the icons there. They definitely look more, it's the light coming in here, it's a little bit too bright, but you can see it actually in real life, it looks much better. So you can see the different icons there will give you access to, let's see, is that working? There it goes, start a new run. And so you can basically slide over, run with GPS off, which is pretty nice. And so that's how the UI works. And then you always have your back button there, basically. Let me see. I'm going to come back in a second, close this window a little bit so it looks better. Okay, we're back here, and yeah, I changed the color of it so it looks a little bit better on camera. In real life, it actually looks fine, but the camera's having trouble picking it up. So you can swipe through the UI here, and you have different things like calendar, phone calls, you have your runs, your guided workouts. timers, all sorts of really neat gadgets. There is Cortana. So that is actually for Cortana's notifications. As you know, Cortana can track things for you and alert you to stuff. So that's what that will do. You have also email and text messaging. So actually, we can turn this off here. I'm going to send myself a text message to see what will happen. Okay, let's send that in. And there you go. The band basically vibrates a little bit, message comes on, and then you can hit dismiss or reply. I'll call you back. That's pretty awesome. So that's how the text messaging alerts work. Like I said, you can feel it vibrating on your wrist itself. When you want to use Cortana, you basically hold down this button right here. What is today's weather? That is pretty great right there. Although it doesn't look like, it looks like it cuts off a little bit there. I'm not really sure. Oh, there we go. So you can scroll up and see the rest of it. So not too shabby. So you can ask Cortana to basically do all sorts of things, and it works very quickly, as you can kind of see. So that is basically how the main functions work. And then I can actually put it on my wrist here and give this a shot. You can see there goes the heart rate monitor. Putting it on is a little, it's interesting. It takes a little bit of getting used to, and I actually had that backwards there. And there it goes. Now it's on my wrist. And it's very solid. Like, it doesn't slide around. The way that grips onto your wrist is doesn't move. Now you may be wondering, how do you wear it? Screen out or screen in? And it's actually up to you. If you're doing exercise where you're worried about damaging the display, you can of course turn it around and have the screen facing in. It's meant to be worn either, so just personal preference. And then that is basically how you turn it on, and that's how it looks. The screen is gorgeous. You know, some people were joking about the resolution not being too high, but it's actually a very high resolution screen for its size. And so everything looks really nice on it. You can go into settings here, and you can see everything from brightness of the display and weather to turning the Bluetooth on. I think there is a weather icon on here somewhere. I'm not really sure. I'll have to play around. When you go to Windows Central, you can read the article. I'll obviously have a little bit more detail on this because it's kind of hard to do while doing this live. Here's the app itself. So I'm going to zoom out a little there because of the 1520's massive screen. And so you can see you can do your steps and active time. And you can download this app and play with it yourself, although you won't get very far without pairing. So we'll go through here. You have the hamburger menu. I know some of you guys hate that, but it is there. You have your home, activity history, find a workout, my profile preferences, connected apps, which is really interesting. But when I tried it earlier, yeah, it doesn't do anything. There are no connected apps yet. Microsoft's Joe Belfiore just tweeted, though, that they're going to be working on that with some companies and have some announcements soon. So that's going to be real interesting to see how that works. Presumably apps like MyFitnessPal will be connected up through this, and so everything will translate between the two and other companies as well. We can go to activity history. There won't be anything, but that's where it'll show up. We do find a workout. So featured beginning home workout, favorites, browse by brand, type, browse all. So really nice, strength, body weight, running. So these are guided workouts, meaning it's going to walk you through it and it will give you directions on the device itself, including rest periods and what to do next, which is really kind of cool. And it definitely sets it apart, I think, from other fitness bands out there. Of course, you have your profile. Here are the preferences. So weight, pounds, Fahrenheit, imperial. So for those of you guys who can order this and want it shipped overseas, if you're in the UK or Australia or any place in the rest of the world that doesn't use our crazy imperial system, you can of course switch to metric. You do have Celsius, and you do have those crazy kilograms, which as an American I find bizarre, but that's just my culture. Anyways, connected apps we went over, about, and help. So that is basically the menu there. This little guy up here is for the band itself. So you have manage tiles. So this is what I was just showing before when you scroll over and you see those little tiles on there. And we'll see There it goes. So you can actually customize this. You can rearrange the tiles on the band strip, which is really good. So this is all personal. You can customize how you want. You also have messaging, mail. There it is. Cortana, calls, calendar, run, exercise, sleep, guided workouts. Oh, you can have weather. Oh yeah, finance. Here's your UV monitor, which is really nice. Starbucks is there. And you can see you can only have so many tiles. So some of these will get turned off. So I don't really run that much, so that's fine. There is Twitter and General Notification Center as well. So you definitely get a lot of stuff here for different options. And I bet this will improve and gain more stuff as this platform develops. And that is how you go and rearrange stuff. So you can basically press and hold and move this stuff around, which is, I gotta admit, it's a really nice touch. You know, everybody likes to have this set up the way they want it, and this gives you those full options. So that is a quick tour and unboxing of this device. My first impressions of it is it's very high quality. I'm very impressed with it. I think it looks phenomenal. It's a little heavy. I would say heavier than like a Fitbit Force. And that's because of the extra battery in there. And of course, this has 10 sensors in there, including GPS, as a UV sensor, which is presumably done through those little sensors right there. 24-hour heart rate monitoring, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, that is one impressive device for $200. Excellent build quality. We'll be doing a lot of features on this all day on Windows Central, so head there, and I'll do some Q&A stuff later as well. So tell us what you think in comments. Let us know if you want one, and hopefully if it sells well, Microsoft will get it to other countries soon. There you go. Take care, everybody.